One character in a 1980s movie had claimed that life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Time stops for no man or woman, and unless you seize the moment, carpe diem, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity will swiftly appear and just as quickly slip away. And, in a pandemic, even the president had acknowledged that our children have lost so much time with their friends, time with their schools. No graduation ceremonies this spring. No graduations from college, high school, moving up ceremonies. Most acknowledge that you cannot choose your parents, nor the place or time during which you are born, but you can choose your friends, and your associates and activities, and in some discrete moments, even in childhood and pubescence, we experience a keen awareness of what is oft described as an opportunity cost, fully aware that one choice categorically forecloses any opportunity to enjoy some other choice. You only have one senior prom, and you only have one high school graduation. You may get only one chance to play in that state championship game. You may only get one chance for that summer love with that girl from out of town. And, you will immediately recognize that moment, when you find yourself saying, life comes down to a few moments, and this is one. But did you have a choice in a pandemic, whether to close schools to in-person instruction or to remain open? Let's consider this from a philosophical perspective. Some say in youth that we all may enjoy a world of infinite possibilities, but even in life there comes a point of singularity, and there's a line you will cross from which you can never come back. When patterns become fixed, momentum and inertia defines an unalterable trajectory. A tiger never changes his stripes, and you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. Abandon all hope ye who enter here, and a point of diminishing returns, or even no return, at all, which may fairly describe recidivism in the criminal justice system. But, if you are a student in a Northern Virginian suburb, or a parent of a student in Northern Virginia suburb, like Arlington or Alexandria, you are probably not expecting incarceration in your future. Yet still, according to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, about 1 in 48 adult U.S. residents, 2.1%, were under some form of correctional supervision at the end of 2021. And Victor Hugo was credited with coining the phrase, "He who opens a school door closes a prison." Accordingly, it would not be surprising to find that in America, researchers at Stanford in 2014 had found that dropouts are 3.5 times more likely to be arrested than high school graduates, and, nationally, 68% of all males in prison do not have a high school diploma. But, if you are a student in a Northern Virginian suburb, or a parent of a student in Northern Virginia suburb, like Arlington or Alexandria, you are probably not expecting incarceration in your future. Still, most significantly, with the recent reports regarding the learning loss that has found the Commonwealth of Virginia with record-breaking low scores, falling greater than the national median and ranked 6th for declines in reading and math scores, it had been found that only 20% of California inmates demonstrate a basic level of literacy, and the average offender reads at an 8th grade level. Moreover, nationally it had been found that illiteracy amongst inmates is around 30%, more than twice the percentage of illiterate households, according to the NCES. And, hence, there is at least some correlation between literacy and graduation to incarceration, often described as a pipeline to prison. But, if you are a student in a Northern Virginian suburb, or a parent of a student in Northern Virginia suburb, like Arlington or Alexandria, you are probably not expecting incarceration in your future, unless you consider the fact that at least researchers have found a significant correlation between low scores in reading and future problems involving the criminal justice system. Still, one may compare missing an Ivy League education to being incarcerated, or being at least confined in your future choice and opportunities, because attending an Ivy League school can provide powerful networking opportunities, access to world-class resources, including research and study materials crafted by the most brilliant minds, higher starting salaries, and a head start on a career path, improved chances of finding a job or gaining acceptance into a master's program. Positive reputation of Ivy League schools may help impress potential employers or admissions counselors. And the list of college acceptances for Arlington Public Schools are out. However, while state colleges like UVA, VCU, GMU, VTech, JMU and William and Mary were popular choices, there were a few students who had applied for acceptance in at an Ivy League college. Private colleges in the Northeast, which include Brown University, Columbia University, Cornell University, Dartmouth College, Princeton University, University of Pennsylvania, Yale University, and Harvard University, where only 4% of the almost 60,000 who apply each year gain acceptance. Because the acceptance rates of Ivy League schools are extremely low, students are advised to begin planning early, because they will need a lot of dedication and foresight in order to get in. In the case of Ivy League schools, academic resumes may not be enough to make the cut. And, at least the experts say that if getting into one of the Ivy League schools is a priority or goal for you, you will need to begin many years in advance to work toward that goal. This may include attending AP classes in high school, working very hard for a specific SAT grade, and sacrificing social time. And in Arlington, the list of colleges to which Arlington Public School seniors had applied included 115 applicants to Brown University, but only 10 acceptances, or 8.7%, 102 applicants to Columbia University, but only 4 acceptances, or 3.9%, 103 applicants to Cornell University, but only 2 acceptances, or 1.9%, 55 applicants to Dartmouth College, but only 4 acceptances, or 7.3%, 84 applicants to Princeton University, but only 3 acceptances, or 3.6%, 121 applicants to University of Pennsylvania, but only 6 acceptances, or 5%, 86 applicants to Yale University, but only 4 acceptances, or 4.7%, and 96 applicants to Harvard University, but only 1 acceptance, or only 1%. Only 1% of those who thought they were Harvard material in Arlington had been accepted at Harvard University, which accepts only 4% of those who apply. And, at least according to 2 book and trace context studies on the original variant that had closed schools to in-person instruction in 2020, the secondary attack rate for COVID-19 was less than 5%, or about the chance that an Arlington Public School student could be accepted to Harvard University, and the data speak for themselves.
This message was approved by Major Mike Webb. Honest.